The views of the guest are that of the guests and do not represent nor reflect the views and opinions of the Lockoutmen channel, the Recruiter Call channel, nor its host. This site content is for entertainment, educational, and informational purposes only.
Imagine you've been a dedicated driver for over 25 years. You've been crystal clear about your plans, and your company that you're driving for still drops the ball. Now, they're threatening your paycheck because they couldn't deliver the goods. What do? Do you stay? Do you quit? Let's get into it.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
So here's the deal, drivers. Shout out to Vegas Trucker from TikTok. He has 25 years of experience and has been working for this black op company for 6 months. He requested home time 3 weeks in advance to pick up his brother from the airport so they can get together and chill. That's a fair ask, right? You let the company know 3 weeks in advance that you will need this particular day off so you can go and get your brother from the airport and chill. But instead of honoring that, the company left the driver stranded in LA for 2 days, refusing to let them deadhead at least 270 miles back home.
Okay, drivers, I need some advice. I was supposed to be home for my home time starting tomorrow, Monday, at noon. My brother's flying in. I need to be at the airport by noon to pick him up. I told my company this 3 weeks ago. Meanwhile, I've been stuck in LA for 2 days waiting for a load going back to Vegas because they don't want to dead end me the 270 miles. 3 o'clock today comes along. I say, you know what? I'm going home. You couldn't find me a load in time. It's not my problem. Your lack of planning is not my problem. So the response from the company was, well, we're going to dock your pay if you deadhead home. My response to that is, if you dock me 1 penny, I'll quit. I have 25 years experience. I don't need to work for this company. I can work anywhere. I like working for this company. I like my dispatcher. I like the people at the terminal. But if they're going to treat me like this, I don't need this shit. So that's my question. Am I right in threatening to quit over home time? And should I just quit anyway? After all, I've only been with them for 6 months. And if they're going to be this disrespectful, maybe I should go somewhere else. What do you guys think?
Now, 270, that's around about 3 hours, give or take. And as if that wasn't bad enough, they say that they will dock this driver's pay if he left on his own. Now, he's been stuck in LA for 2 days, and he already let them know, hey, I need to be home on this day. I let you guys know 3 weeks in advance that I need to be home on this day. So listen, since you can't get me a load, I'm only 3 hours away from the house. I'm about to go ahead and roll. I got to be somewhere that I need to be. And as of right now, you putting a hindrance on that, and you trying to make me stay much longer than I need to be. Seriously? Let's talk about this Black Ops company for a minute. First off, a 2-day delay because they couldn't find this driver a load. Quiet as it kept, it happens a lot. They looking on a load board, they trying to find loads, they put in bids, they get outbidded, and it's just more problems for them. They putting the issues on the driver. Now listen, it's not my fault that you can't find loads, but I need to get home. That's not on the driver. That's on you, dispatcher. You need to find something ASAP. Now, while you're looking for something, I tell you what, why don't I just start driving towards my house while you're in the midst of looking for a load for me to pick up? Compromise here. Let's compromise a little bit, okay? At least I'm still giving you the opportunity to find me a load while I am in the middle of going home. It's only 270 miles, about 3 hours, right? The cost of keeping me sitting here waiting in LA, pay, food, frustration is far worse than sending me home without the load to begin with. I think it's just pure mismanagement on their part. Then comes this, right? They threaten to dock this driver's pay. That's not just disrespectful. is downright diabolical. You got a veteran driver here with over 25 years of service, someone who clearly knows their worth, and this is how you treat them? Companies like this forget one thing. Without the drivers, your company suffers. Now let's look at this driver's reaction on this for a minute. Vegas trucker stood his ground. Bro said, I tell you what, if you dock 1 penny from my check because you can't find me a load to get home, and I told you 3 weeks ago that I needed to be home, then I'm out. Where you want the keys at? Where you want me to park this truck at? And honestly, I respect that driver for doing that. After 25 years of him being in the industry, this driver has earned the right to demand respect. But here's the dilemma. Should you quit over this? I say yes, because if the dispatcher is disrespecting you now, then there's going to be a problem with that dispatcher later. And if that's the only dispatcher with the company, then yeah, it's time to move on. Now, if you're with a company that has multiple dispatchers, more than 2, then yeah, it's a possibility that you can be put on somebody else's load board. But if it's only 1 dispatcher with the company, yeah, that's gonna be kind of tough. So yeah, if this company is disrespecting you, I would say do it. But listen though, it does come with consequences when you quit. Well, no, it doesn't. No, we ain't even gonna say that. But quitting has its problems. Starting over with a new company isn't always easy, even with the experienced drivers. But on the flip side of that, staying with a company that treats you like this definitely sends a message that it's okay for you to walk all over me. And that's the message that the dispatcher or the company is going to get loud and clear. Yeah, stay with me and I'll make sure I'll fuck you at every turn. And trust me, this driver really don't need that. I'm sure with his 25 years of experience, I'm sure he's able to find and fit right in with another company if need be. You see, companies rely on the loyalty of their drivers, but they themselves refuse to reciprocate. They preach about how important the drivers are to them, but when it comes to actions like honoring home time after a 3-week advance request, they fail miserably. And this is kind of an issue in the trucking industry with some of these black op companies. But let me tell you this though. How many times you or someone been in a similar situation? I'll raise my hand because I've been there plenty of times. How often do company brush off drivers' needs because they think they won't push back? A lot, because some of these black op companies, they thrive on getting the inexperienced, the naive. Those the ones they take full advantage of because they think just because they need the job, they can just walk all over them. But Vegas trucker here, his threat to quit isn't just personal. It's a stand. He's standing on business right now. You mess with me, I'm out. It's a respect on everything that he deserves. So what's the move here, drivers? Because he did ask for advice. If you're in this driver's shoes, right? Do you quit and find another company that treats you better? That's a resounding yes. Or do you stay and fight for change from inside the company? Now, I would say stay if you can get another dispatcher. Leave if you can't. Vegas Trucker has the power. That company might just be in a desperate need for experienced drivers. But do they care? By the sounds of it, they don't. But if you're not being treated fairly, don't be afraid to walk away. And at the same time, make sure that you have a backup plan. Research companies that prioritize home time, your pay, your respect, because there are companies out there that do. You just have to look for them. Don't settle for less. To Vegas Trucker, man, I'll say this, man. You're absolutely right to stand on business. No job is worth being disrespected. And to the company, to this Black Ops company, shame on you. If you can't respect the people who keep your company running, then don't expect them to stick around. This is a reminder to all drivers. Know your worth. Speak up, and if necessary, walk away. Some of these Black Ops companies need you more than you need them. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to just leave this right here for you guys. Is quitting the right move when a company disrespects you? I would tend to think so. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, everybody.